coming at ya.
All right. So I found a fun one lingering on the shelf. I don't know why I didn't fly off the shelf. Here it is. It's the oak-aged vanilla worldwide stout.
I'll know why, because I didn't even know that it was a good stout.
It was kind of hidden on a top shelf. This is supposed to be a good one. I remember watching DJ's review of this and how much he just raved about it. Of course, he lives on the East Coast and he loves Dogfish Head, but this should be a beauty. So let's talk about this briefly. It's an Imperial Stout.
Yes.
It is aged on oak, and they have actual fresh vanilla beans in there. And they don't tell you what the ABV is on this. And I always think that's what they can get it into states that have like caps of like 15%. It doesn't say anywhere on the bottle, but I do know that it runs between 16 and 17.5% ABV.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So, and it's 70 IBUs. This should be a beauty. We're gonna get it cracked open.
Here we go.
Alrighty. And, you know, impressive that it's got a little bit of a head on there for being such a high ABV, right?
Yeah, I mean, swirl it around. It's got like a medium tan head, I'd say.
Leaves a little bit of legs on the glass. It's not really going to leave lacing, but a whole lot. But there's some legs on there. And it's just, it's pretty dark. And we got a bright light to the left. And yeah, you're not seeing anything.
What I can get from just swirling it around and just like looking at it is it's boozy, because I could smell it.
Yeah, well, the legs going down tell you that. So here we go. Okay, it is boozy. Boy, it just smacked me upside the head.
It smells like a brandy or something like that.
Yeah, you know, it does. It's like, no, you know, okay,
I just got like a scent of root beer in there.
Okay, we were over at a friend's house a few nights ago who has some amazing liqueurs, into Scotch, and we did take a sip of a sherry, and I feel like I got like a bit of a sherry note on there and a bit of like a cognac type of a note on there, you know?
I'll go with the cognac or the brandy, and not sherry. But
Because-
yeah, I definitely get a root beer scent in there. Do you?
Oh, I have to go back. That might be the licorice. There might be a licorice on that.
That's what it is.
Yeah. No, I'm still hung on the sherry because they'll take scotches and they'll age them in first use. So they'll put them into like sherry. And that taste of the sherry just really, I feel for me, I get more sherry than brandy. It's interesting. Wow.
Oh, it's just oak barrels.
Oh.
It didn't even say that it was aged in anything other than oak barrels.
Well,
right?
it just says oak. So yeah, it doesn't tell you much. Well, okay, so you're getting some really rich roasts, and I think they're pretty dark roasts on this. You're getting maybe a little bit of the vanilla quality. I don't think the vanilla's real strong, but it's probably still really cool right now. And I bet you the vanilla will come out a lot more as it warms. I'm warming it up a little bit.
It smells like a boozy hot mess.
Oh, but
which
it
is going to be delicious.
But you are getting chocolate on that. It does. It is a bit boozy and, you know, a little bit of
know how I feel
caramel.
about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, I got the caramel finally. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well,
All right, let's go for it.
we're going to
Cheers.
this up.
Wow. Okay, now I tasted it, and at one moment I felt like I got a rum kick off of it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's wonderful. Yeah, I'm really curious if it was just oak, or if it was some kind of had some kind of previous use, and this was like first use. So it was.
I'm getting those oak tannins in there.
Yeah,
But you're
you
definitely
definitely get
getting the
oak.
vanilla beans. Like, they really aged the vanilla beans.
Yeah.
When it first goes in your mouth, you get this creaminess and this light, sweet flavoring. And then as it goes down, it's really smooth. But then at the end, it's got that just dark like dark, like 90% dark chocolate. Just sits on there with that vanilla.
And I'm pretty close to Christian. It comes on smooth. You got some nice flavor, mid palate. It becomes richer. You get some of that more roast. Not really like a coffee roast, just a roast, and you get the chocolate. But then on the backside, it kind of lingers into the sweetness. and the vanilla kicks in. I think that's the biggest part, is whatever they did with vanilla.
Yeah.
And that vanilla kicks in, and then it brings in these qualities that I consider to be like a rum or a sherry or some other kind of alcohol. I think a lot of it has to do with being a high octane beer and having a lot of vanilla. So it's like almost like a, I don't want to say vanilla extract, but it's like an intense vanilla.
Yeah.
I think is really giving it these qualities as if it was some other kind of alcohol in it.
Well, at the low end, it is 16%.
Yeah, yeah.
They
It's
did
only,
some
fortunately, it's
good
only
work.
17.5 on the high end, so.
Darn it. Oh, darn.
Well, I think that we're going to have to enjoy this for a little bit, and then we'll come back with some numbers. We've been enjoying this.
Yeah.
It's a really unique beer, don't you think?
It is very, very unique, I'd say.
Very different. And Christian is now, well, you said you're pulling out that sherry quality I was talking about?
I was starting to pull out that sherry quality, and I got where you were going. But it's a cream sherry. Let's remember that.
Yeah.
Not any of the other types.
Yeah. I really do think it's probably, there's no sherry in it. I really think that's probably brought out because of the vanilla beans, however they introduced it, along with the oak. And we don't know what's been on this oak. They tend to have this giant
This is
vat.
oak aged.
Yeah, they have I know they've got this giant, huge oak vat that they use over and over again for a lot of beers. So you could be pulling other beer tastes out of that vat, which could really change the quality. So we're gonna go for the stout rating first. And so the first thing I gotta note is, one, it's got some great unique qualities, but as far as stouts go, it has too thin of a mouthfeel. And, you know, I think of a few guys when I think of that Paul Romali at PA Brew News, always says it's got too thin of a mouthfeel. He'd be really disappointed in the mouthfeel of this one, because it's a medium mouthfeel at best. It just, for a huge beer to have a light mouthfeel is kind of disappointing. And if this is just going on oak, I wouldn't expect it to thin out so much as if there was liquor. Now, I might be wrong, but if I am, tell me. But it has some redeeming qualities. So for me, in terms of an Imperial Stout, I can't rank it super high. I'm going to give it a 92 for style.
That's awesome. Here I was thinking Dad was actually going to go higher than me and just...
I usually do on stouts.
Yeah, and I'm right there with him. I was sitting on a 92 when I was thinking about it, because it's like, all right, you've got like this 16 to 17.5% beer. It's not as thick of a beer as you would expect on the mouthfeel. And then you have this sherry quality, which Dad brings up for the sherry quality. I bring down for the sherry quality because I don't expect that. I expect... you know, just pure vanilla, maybe more of the, like, earthiness. It's great. Like, let's not put this beer down. It's fantastic. It's just not where we expected it to be.
And your score was the same then?
Yeah, it's a 92. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Eh.
All right, and I'll go for overall in this. I do give extra points for the sherry. He is absolutely right. On the overall, Christian will get a different score than me. I would bet on that. I'm going up only one notch. I'm going to 93 on my overall. You know, it's big and boozy, which we both dig on that aspect. But sherry is different. But still, that the mouthfeel is just too low. I don't get enough like rich chocolate and rich roast, and like my mouth is just not coated with this beer. So while these are really fun, beautiful tastes, 93 on my overall.
Yeah, and we didn't change too much. I'm actually only going to go down to 91. It's still an excellent beer. It's still, you know, in that realm of like delicious and quality made. It's just, I took it down for the sherry taste. And when I see the percentage and where it's supposed to be, the vanilla beans, the oak, I get a little bit more hyped about it. I'm like, oh darn, just a 91, just a 91. But it is what it is. A fantastic beer nonetheless.
It is. Here it is again. It is the Oak Aged Vanilla Worldwide Stout. You know, we didn't give it like obscene scores, but it was excellent. It was in the 90s.
It's still worth buying.
It really is. They're really fun flavors. We were just expecting world class. That's the only difference.
It is Dogfish Head. You expect a lot out of them.
Yeah.
We're sorry.
All right, so I'm Kevin.
And I'm Christian.
Saying life's too short
To drink cheap beer.
and we'll see you
On the next beer review.